The very first left spin bay in all of Beyblade X is finally here. And not only is it the first left spin bay, it's also the return of Dragoon. In this video, we're taking a look at the highly anticipated Cobalt Dragoon, which has the makings to be one of the most destructive X bays released so far, but is it overhyped? So hit that like button, hit subscribe to join the Nook Nation, and now let's dive into the first left spin X bay. Starting with the box, it is a majorly black color scheme here, which is the inverse of Dakar Tomi's standard white packaging. I'm assuming the colors are inversed because the bay's spin direction is inversed. Or it just looks cool. I actually prefer this to the standard white packaging. The Cobalt Dragoon is BX34, and it's also a deluxe starter, meaning it's not just going to be coming with any launcher, it actually comes with the very first left spin launcher in the entire generation in this nice baby blue color, although there are some issues with it. If you guys want to get Cobalt Dragoon, go and check out sponsor of the channel, Mall of Toys. They have Cobalt as well as the Black Shell Random Booster up for sale right now. And if you want to get your pre-orders in for the next releases in Phoenix Rudder and Leon Crest, they're up for pre-order right now. So go and check out Mall of Toys, links in the description down below, and make sure to use code ilinnuc to get 5% off of your purchase. We'll talk about the launcher a little bit later, but let's go ahead and dive straight into the box and take a look at the very first piece of Cobalt Dragoon, which is the bits, and that is C, or Cyclone. Cyclone comes in a darker blue color scheme and has the standard amount of gears compared to like Excel, which has more, or Rush that has less. But most notably, it has a star-shaped tip. And if you're a longtime Beyblade fan, you know that this star-shaped tip is actually a classic design, going back to the Metal Fight generation with Medio El Drago and Left Flat, and even in Beyblade Burst with Spiral on Lost Longinus. All of those being important Dragon bays. And an extra little gimmick with Cyclone is that because the star shape spins a certain direction, it's going to change up your performance, whether or not you have it on a left or a right spin bay. I still need to do some testing of my own just to see how much I really like it, but as of right now, it's fast, it's aggressive, but its stamina isn't quite as good as more standard bits like Flat or Rush. Moving on to the next piece of Cobalt Dragoon, we have the Ratchet, which is 260. I really like the color scheme of this 260 Ratchet as well, with its sort of Superman-themed blue and red color scheme. It looks really nice, and it also matches the colors from Cobalt Drake as well, just without the glitter, because it's not a rare bay. Something that's also pretty interesting about 260, besides it having two protrusions, which is new, is the fact that it's going to be different depending on whether it's on a left or a right spin bay. Every single Ratchet in Beyblade X can be both left and right spin, depending on what bay you put it with. But for the most part, the designs are pretty symmetrical and they're going to be the exact same. That's different here with 260. Whenever you put it on a right spin bay, it's a little bit more rounded off or more armored, but on left spin, it has more of a divot, which seems like it'd be worse for burst performance. I like the idea of that quite a bit, and I do hope we get more Ratchets in the future that have different performances based off of what type of bay you use it on. And now we can finally move on to the most exciting piece of the entire bay, which is the blade, and that is Cobalt Dragoon. First of all, the design here is incredible. It has a lot of exposed metal, a lot of hard-hitting edges, and kind of a square shape, which some people may not like. Square four-bladed attackers may not be the best attack types in the game, but you cannot deny that Cobalt Dragoon looks incredible, especially when you compare it to some of the earlier X releases like Dran Sword. There's just no competition in the detail here. Let's also look at the Cobalt Dragoon gear motif in the middle. The illustration here is just incredible. I like the more action-oriented motifs, where it seems like the animal is kind of leaping out of the Beyblade. It just makes it look a little bit more exciting. I will say, I do like the original Cobalt Drake design a little bit more, mainly because it's just a little bit sharper, and I don't know, something about it just looks a little bit more evil and menacing, I guess. One of the biggest concerns about Cobalt Dragoon before it launched was the weight. Typically in Beyblade X, the attack-type blades are going to be the heaviest in the spectrum. Bays like Phoenix Wing is 38 grams, same with Cobalt Drake. Dran Buster's like 35, 36. Well, the weight of Cobalt Dragoon is no issue at all. My blade is just under 38 grams at 37.9. That seems to be a little bit towards the higher end of the spectrum. I've seen some be kind of mid 37. I've also seen some blades weigh a bit above 38. But that heavier weight firmly places Cobalt Dragoon in the top 2 or top 3 out of all Beyblade X releases. So whenever you put the entire combo of Cobalt Dragoon together, this bay is just incredible. The design, the color scheme, the weight of it just feels amazing. And it's one of those bays that I think really pushes Beyblade forward. Think of releases like Medio El Drago or Lost Longinus. Those bays were revolutionary to their generations, and I think Cobalt Dragoon is one of those releases. But things are not all perfect here in Beyblade land. Directing your attention to the string launcher. As of right now, my left spin string launcher is perfectly fine, but I have seen reports and even pictures online of people with broken string launchers, or the string just won't retract because it got stuck for some reason. People having to open the launchers up and trying to fix them after like a day of owning the bay. That's a bit scary. It's a bit of a problem. I don't know if certain molds of the launcher are affected more than others. Maybe some people are just launching too hard. But either way, launchers should not be breaking that easily. So hopefully Takara Tomy does a kind of a secret fix at some point. I just don't want to go back to early Beyblade Burst, where launchers broke for me all the time. But just from my experience, I think the left spin string launcher is about the same in terms of power as the other right spin string launchers. Obviously, the design is a little bit different with the lighter baby blue, and it also has a little bit more edges there to make it just look visually different from the right spin launcher, so you don't get them confused. An over finish for Cobalt Dragoon. Oh. Dragoon. Oh. Who do you got? I think Hammer takes this. It's gonna be close. Can it equalize? Hammer might have won, but I'm gonna call it a draw. We're gonna call it a draw for now. Oh my god! Up against Vice Tiger. Oh my god! This is sick. It is. And oh my gosh! Okay. 2, 1. Oh no! It's gonna come down to the wire. Can Cobalt Drake take this? Oh, it does! Spin steal? Kind of? Not really? Now let's try it up against a more competitive combo with Phoenix Wing on point. Battle of the Titans right here. Phoenix Wing is really good. Oh man, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's Cyclone. Maybe the bit isn't that good. I don't know. Oh. These hits are crazy, but nothing is happening. Okay, can I spin steal? Equal up? Oh, no, okay. Oh, finally! Finally, the hit we've been waiting for from Cobalt Dragoon. 2, 1. Dude, any other bay besides Phoenix wouldn't have been able to take that. And yeah, up against the OP Phoenix combo, it's not quite good enough. I think Cobalt Dragoon is incredible. And while there may be some issues on the competitive side, like Cyclone might not be top tier, 260 might be a little bit too burst prone, and then Cobalt Dragoon just might not be the attacker we've been waiting for. In total, it's hard for me to not be excited with the very first left spin bay in the system and think about the potential that this is kind of unlocked. Now that we have our first left spin, it's not too long until we get maybe a left spin stamina type or a balance type or even a dual spin bay, kind of like Gravity Perseus from Metal Fight. Like I said earlier, Cobalt Dragoon is one of those releases that pushes the hobby forward. And it's one of those bays that people are going to remember for a long time. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button down below and let me know what you guys think of Cobalt Dragoon. If you guys have it, do you think it's good? Do you guys have any broken string launchers? I hope not. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next one. Have fun and bay away.